Lately, there's been a wave of tutorials online showing how to create n8n workflows using LLMs. Now, I'm going to be honest, I'm not a huge fan of relying on them completely. If you really want to learn something, you've got to get your hands dirty. Sure, having some background knowledge is super important. But if you're using LLMs as a tool to speed things up while still doing the work yourself, that's totally fine. In fact, that's exactly what I'm going to show you today. In this tutorial, I'm going to walk you through, step by step, how to use ChatGPT to create your n8n workflows just by using plain text. All right, we'll need a couple of things to get started. First, we need a solid prompt to clearly tell ChatGPT what we want it to do. And second, we'll need a bunch of examples to feed into it. With LLMs, the more examples you provide, both good and bad, the better the results. You can use any of your existing workflows that are tried, tested, and working as expected. As for the prompt, I created one using our custom GPT I previously shared with you all. If you don't have access to it yet, well, why not join the community? It's free, and you'll get full access. Just saying. Find the link below in the description. Okay, over in Prompt Boss, here's what you do. Type in a prompt along the lines of, create a prompt to instruct an LLM to generate an n8n workflow based on the information I provide. You'll also mention that you'll be supplying a bunch of example JSON files with fully functional workflows. Now, if you don't want to use this custom GPT, that's totally fine. You can always do this in the regular GPT. But honestly, while you've got access, you might as well take advantage of it. This GPT is trained on GPT 4.1 prompt best practices, so it works like a charm. As you can see here, it generated a beautifully detailed prompt that we'll be using in the next step. Go ahead and make a copy of it. We'll need it in just a minute. Now in the next part, we're going to use the Projects feature in GPT. I'm not sure if this is available in the free version, but hey, if you're serious about making money, you've got to be willing to invest a little. Every business has some startup costs, right? But if you're not ready to upgrade, no worries. Just drop me a message in the chat, and I'll create a custom GPT packed with all this info so you don't have to go through these steps yourself. After clicking New Project, go ahead and give your project a name, something like n8n Creator. Then click Create Project. Once your project opens, it'll look a little different from what you're used to in GPT. You'll see two main sections at the bottom. The first is the Instructions section. This is basically your system prompt. It tells GPT how to behave, like act as an accountant, or act like an engineer. This is where we'll paste the prompt we created earlier. So, open up that first box, paste in your prompt and hit Save. Next, head over to the Files section. Click Add Files, then drag and drop a few of your previously built workflow files, the ones you know are solid and working well. These will become the knowledge base for your new GPT. All right, next we're going to give it a prompt. Here's what we'll say. Create a workflow that presents a form where users can add a topic. Then, use an agent to do some web research with Perplexity. After that, have another agent craft an informational email based on the research. Finally, send the email to the user. Nice and simple, but powerful. That's the kind of prompt that gets the magic going. As you can see, I'm using o3, the latest version available right now. For this, you'll want a thinking model that gives you better results by actually going through a reasoning process. It reads your files, analyzes everything, and then produces this big, beautiful chunk of JSON, which is essentially your new workflow. Next, we just copy the whole thing. Yep, all of it. Then we switch back to n8n and paste it in. Just going to hit Ctrl-V here. Okay, as you can see, it's not perfect, but it's a solid starting point. So let's tidy things up. Move everything into the right position. Drag that one over there. Nice and neat. Now we need to connect the structured output. Hook that up right there. Then connect this agent to that one, and link the structured output over here too. Finally, connect that last one. Perfect. you'll notice these 3 nodes have warnings on them. That's because they're not authenticated yet. To fix that, just select the appropriate authentication for each one. If you're unsure how to do this, check out one of my other videos. I cover it in detail there. Oh, and this one needs a model, so let's drag it into place, connect the email node, and fire it up to see what happens. This is pretty surprising. We haven't even checked the prompts or tweaked anything yet. We're basically running entirely on what GPT came up with. All we did was connect the nodes and set up the authentication. Everything seems to be running smoothly. Oh wait, oops, there's an error. Like I mentioned earlier, this is by no means perfect, so let's dig in and see what went wrong. Alright, let's take a look. Looks like it's having trouble finding the summary. That's because the summary is nested under the output node. So we'll need to reference it correctly. Let's type in json.output.summary and also json.output.source. Okay, that looks much better now. Let's give it another go. Perfect, that looks much better. Now let's run the email step 2. Fantastic, it's working. Let's check if the email came through. Lovely, and there it is. There's our email. Let's take a look at what it looks like. Alright, all the information is there. It looks good. The only issue is the formatting. It's a bit off, but that's an easy fix. We didn't specify that we wanted the output in a specific format. So let's update the prompt to generate it in HTML. Alright, let's open up our email agent and see what it says. Right now, it's set to return JSON with the subject as a string and the body also as a string. Let's update that to specify that the body should be in HTML format instead. Okay, let's give that a try. I forgot to pin these. Quick tip, when you're working with workflows and you don't want to wait for all the nodes to cycle again, just pin them. Highlight the ones you want and hit P. That way, they stay put and you save some time. Alright, let's take another look. There it is. Oh yeah, that's much better. Now it looks like a proper email. Just one thing to note. At the bottom of the email it says, "This email was automated by n8n." Let me show you how to turn that off. Alright, back in n8n. Open up your email node. Scroll all the way to the bottom and click on Add Options. Then look for Append n8n Attribute and simply switch that off. That will remove the footer from your emails, clean and professional. Alright, and just like that, using ChatGPT, we created a full workflow. No, I wouldn't rely on it entirely, but it's definitely a solid starting point. It can save you a lot of time when building out large workflows. ChatGPT gets the structure down, and then you just go in and fine-tune it to your needs. This could really be a big time saver. I've started using it a bit more myself, and honestly, I'm curious to see how it evolves in the future. If you haven't joined the community yet, come check it out. There's a link down in the description. It's completely free, and the goal is to share knowledge and help each other out. You'll find tons of useful resources, tips, and friendly folks ready to lend a hand. Thanks for sticking around to the end. If you found this helpful or it sparked some ideas for your own automation journey, go ahead and hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Your support helps more productivity enthusiasts discover these time-saving techniques. Until next time, keep automating the boring stuff. I'll see you in the next video.